Hello, this is Shane Walton of Lefty Guitars, and I'm here with another review. I'd like to start off saying that I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm just a lefty guitar player who hopefully is talking to other lefty guitar players who enjoy hearing about guitars. Anyways, my latest guitar is from a company called Fernandes. This is the Zo-3. Now, Fernandes is actually a Japanese guitar company. Started in 1969, started making electrics in 1973, and recently went out of business in the middle of 2023. So unfortunately they're not in business anymore. But if you go to Japan, almost every pawn shop, they made millions of guitars. They're all over the place. I think you cannot find a pawn shop or a used guitar shop that doesn't have a Fernandes of some kind in their repertoire. And the one I'm talking about is this one here. It's one of the more famous models. It's called the Zo-3 electric guitar. Now, the Zo-3 is actually kind of a play on words. Zo in Japanese means Zo, which is elephant. And 3 is pronounced san, which is also how you say Mr. or Mrs. in, like I'd be Shane san, like Mr. Shane. And so this is actually a Mr. Elephant guitar. And if you take a look at it, keep it to the side. On the side here, it looks like an elephant. Here, so here you got like its ear here, its eye, the trunk, the neck, and the kind of the cutout here is kind of like the two legs on it, right? So it's kind of a cute guitar and something like that. And it's also very small and compact. And the reason I kind of bought this is because I'm kind of looking for a travel guitar. Last time my big overseas travel trip, I took my Epiphone Les Paul Special, took the neck off and traveled that way. But if I could have something I could just kind of carry on and be good. And this is, well, good on that it's, you know, very compact. We have a 24-inch scale, so like it's like a Fender Mustang scale or a Jaguar 24, so it's even shorter than a Gibson. We have a single humbucker, and we have a single volume knob, no tone knob on this. And this ear area is actually a speaker. It's like a 5-inch speaker. It's got a 5-watt amplifier inside the guitar. And so when you turn it on, you can actually play it without plugging it into an amp. Now when you turn it on, there's a little toggle switch here, and it runs on a 9-volt battery, and here the light on the eye means that it's on. And when you play it, it's kind of like how would you say, kind of just a hard overdrive type of a. Okay, like that. So you can play it without a need for an external amplifier while you're on the road or something like that. So these guitars are actually widely available. They come in almost any color you can think of. They also have kind of weird, quirky designs. Like there's a Hello Kitty one. There's like a Japanese baseball team, Ray Giants one, and they're everywhere, these guitars. Generally, they're used, of course. You know, you can't get any new ones. And generally, you can get one for about 20,000 yen, 30,000 yen, pretty easily. Sometimes you get it even cheaper than that. This one I actually got for about 9,000 yen. The reason is because the nut was broken on it. I had to replace the nut. The string angle is quite extreme on here. You see it on there. And so it kind of pulled on it and kind of ripped the nut out a little bit. So I spent $5, got a new bone nut, and now it seems to be working okay so far. Okay. Now the advantages and disadvantages of these kind of guitars. So first of all, it's really compact, right? So like it comes with a really compact gig bag too. So like that, it's like you could easily fit on a carry-on or anything like that, and won't get in your way. If you have a locker at work, you can slip it in the locker, get out to play during your break or something like that, and there'd be no problems there. Okay, and for that, other things other than that, there are some a lot of compromises being made on these guitars, though, that might not make it to your main guitar, even though it might be a travel guitar. First of all, this one had quite a bit of fret sprout, you know, being an older guitar, and so the neck, it's pretty rough on these edges here. It doesn't feel natural to either play standing up or sitting down, really. So I kind of play. The nut is on the back of the strap buttons on the back of the guitar, way up at the neck here. So you have to get the strap out longer than you usually do, because you see, like, it's way high up, and you kind of gonna hold it up or play it low. It really doesn't work any other way. It's got a kind of body dive, not neck dive. The body wants to go like this. Of course, you can sit on, you know, try to play cowboy style, maybe it's okay, but if you play classical style, it's just not really a good guitar for that. The frets are fairly big, and it's fairly flat radius. It's like a 14 radius, which I kind of like on it. And being a little bit 24, if you're used to playing 25 and a half, if I change the guitars, it's a little bit, I get confused. I should be on the 3rd fret, but I end up being at the 4th fret or something like that. You know, it's easy to make mistakes. If it's something you gotta kind of get used to a little bit, because it's such a short scale. Other problems is that even though it's a travel guitar, it's quite fat. You know, it's quite thick. You know, it's like a Telecaster type thick. There's no really body contours, so when you're playing it, you know how your arm gets tired playing like a Les Paul? This has got the same thing kind of going for it there. And I think the reason why is because it's got this speaker in here and thing here. So, and one thing is kind of a shame. I think other models might have it, but they don't have any headphone jacks. You know, like from the road, with kind of like a headphone jack. But this you need like a, have to plug in like a Mustang Micro or one of those New X type of portable amps into there. There are maybe one more model up there might have a headphone jack, but this one doesn't have. Now, instead of that, it has the speaker. Now, it runs a 9-volt battery. If you're not careful when you put it in the case, you might actually turn it on and then drain the battery on it, right? So, who do I think this guitar is for? Well, this is something, if you need something just temporarily, maybe if you need to play to very small groups and you just need a little speaker you want to carry around an amp, it might be good. So like, for example, maybe a kindergarten teacher or a school teacher wants to play a song in class, you know, a small room like that for 20, 30 kids, it might work fine on that. But it's something you want to really practice on. You know, I don't find it easy to practice on. There's the short scale on it. Like that. If I want a guitar to play at home, it's not the one I'm going to pick up. So, so for me, it's not really a guitar I like that much. You know, I got it at the moment. See how it goes on its first road trip, if it gets to be taken okay. But it's fairly well built. You know, it's no real big problems on this other than the nut I had to replace. But then, you know, it's an older guitar. Over time, things happen like that. And yeah, but I don't know how much I'm going to use that speaker so much, you know. So if you're ever in Japan, you want a little bit of Japanese guitar history, stop in a pawn shop and you can probably pick up one of these pretty easily. Fernandes Zo-3, or they call it like Mr. Elephant Guitar, Zo-san, and be in Japanese, eh? So that's my short little review of this one. Like I said, I might use it on the road, might use it just like in my office space, but I don't think it's something I could play comfortably for, especially at home. You know, I got better guitars like this one here to play at home, so that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, take care and have a good 2026. Salut!